into break.
Not a lot John can do here. Can't get the white back to bulk. Both players would be trying to avoid leaving a touching ball. A touching ball would allow the player at the table to hide the white behind bulk colours. As you can see there, John making sure there was a gap between the red. I think a re-rack would be the best thing that could happen here. Neither player likes these situations. It's like checkmate.
Yeah, well, I think these days you tend to find the players kind of agree to re-racks earlier than they used to. Some of the old sticks in snooker would be out there for half an hour before one wanted to blink first. There was once a re-rack here in the final between Steve Davis and Doug Mountjoy in 1981 on the blue. Blue, pink and black left.
Yeah, I think Kayron can get back to bulk now.
Sure.
You can glance off these reds. Try and hide the white behind the bulk colours. It's never easy now when you've got the long stuff out and you're so close to the next ball because you can't really see. It's hard to get any feeling into a shot when you're that close to the ball. So this isn't as easy as it looks. He might get it back to bulk, but it's just getting a good white here. He's played that as well as he could. Even though John is seen as the player to have the best all-round game on the circuit, believe me, he's very attacking. He's looking at this red now. It's a tough red.
One.
Yeah, 73% for long potting in this match, Higgins.
I was speaking to someone that I speak to a lot about snooker, and he said to me, "Who do you think's the best potter in the game?" I had to think about it, and he said John Higgins, and I went, you know what? He's actually quite right. He gets such a large percentage of shots that he goes for, like long stuff. He's got such a good technique, he gets through the ball so well. It's just that he plays such a percentage game as well, so he doesn't kind of go for shots that he knows he can get. He'd rather tie you up and kind of break you apart in different ways. A bit like what he's done here with Kayron. Totally took initiative back now with that good long red. But Kayron's tight on the cushion. So not a lot of spin. He can't get a lot of spin into the white. He's just going to have to get a good contact on the red and just let the white take its natural path. I think he's been very lucky there. I know he's left this long red on, but when you play a shot like that Kayron just played with, basically just carved it up, cannoned into loads of reds, and the white stay banned by the black, you at least expect to have a half easy pot. This is anything but easy, and you don't really want to be taking these on after a mistake like that from Kayron.
Well, it's another great pot under pressure. Reds are scattered. Wilson's just made a big break to win the last frame. Just seems in this match every time Wilson has responded and put that pressure on, Higgins has then responded himself. He's just keeping him at arm's length, and that's what you've got to do. He's got to be in front at the end. Remember, it's never been level. He's always just had the edge.
You keep still, please. You have to.
Yeah, there's a couple of very young lads in the front row, and obviously they don't know what the etiquette is at the snooker, but they're right in the eye line of the players, so he maybe they'll have to go and sit somewhere else. I mean, they are very, very young.
Yeah, I guess somebody in the office to have a word now. Just want to sit down a second or so.
So I think Paul Collier's just asking for someone backstage to maybe just have a word. It's not their fault, they're just a couple of kids.
Yeah, I have to agree with John. You're in a massive session, a massive match. Two young kids there. They don't know the importance of it. They just they just want to have fun. They don't realise that this is a huge game.
Well, I think it's their daddies apologising very graciously to everybody, and they're going to sit maybe at the back somewhere.
I think they're putting them on the naughty step.
Yeah, we'll put them somewhere else. It's all right. Yeah.
Well, it was all handled very politely. This was the red he got in with. Could have been left, as Ronnie said, a much easier one after. Well, that was Wilson's reaction as well, seeing it go in. But he knows, you know, if he breaks down, as we've seen in the last frame, Wilson more than capable of clearing up. So a big visit this for Higgins, just trying to hold his young opponent off. There have been times when you wondered, has he got to Kayron Wilson? Will Wilson start to fade? But he hasn't at any point. He keeps coming back at him.
I definitely don't think Kayron's going to crumble or fade. I just think he just has to hope that John doesn't clear up and make big one-frame visits, you know, like the frames that Kayron has won. The last couple, John has been in first and broke down, and Kayron's mopped up the pieces. You can't keep relying on that, I don't think. So he's going to have to start creating some of his own openings and trying to keep John out. But that's so much easier said than done. But good luck, Kayron.
It's hard though, isn't it, when you're always nailed to the baulk cushion every time you come to the table, as he was that last time.
That seemed like a bit of a poor mistake from John. He's left himself covered on the red. So this is not easy. But again, it's just a sign that the game's not coming easy to John. Even though he's still in front, I don't believe the game's coming easy to John. He's having to fight for every ball. And when Kayron gets close, the natural competitiveness in him comes out and he'll pull away. But he's not actually, the game's not coming easy to him where he can reel 5-6 frames off on the bounce. And that would be my only concern on why maybe John Higgins might not win this year's World
25.
Championships. It's not that he isn't good enough, that he doesn't have the game, but is he playing well enough to reel off 4 or 5 frames? I believe Williams is, I believe Hawkins is, I kind of believe Kayron Wilson is, but I think John is just struggling to find that rhythm and that flow that we know he can get into quite a lot.
Well, he's out of position here, so be disappointed. Just 25 scored.
John Higgins, 25.
It's the view that Kayron Wilson has. Just would have liked that to have held up for the yellow to the middle.
So in this situation, you're playing any other player, you think, I've got control of the table, maybe play a good safety shot, but you could play a good safety shot against John and he could end up putting you back in more trouble, so the pot becomes more tempting.
Kayron Wilson, 1.
So Kayron's tried to play the snooker, he's missed the snooker. John could possibly put him in big trouble. And then Kayron would be thinking, maybe I should have took the yellow on, should I have took the brown on? And that's what it is when you're playing John Higgins. You think, well, if I don't make the most of this opportunity, when will my next one come? So you have to contend with that when you're playing someone like John, who is so tactically good. In another way, it's like trying to outpot Judd Trump or out Q-power him. You're not really going to win in that department. So the idea of the game is to try and get it on your terms as much as you can. And trying to outthink and out safety play John Higgins, you're probably not going to come out. You know, the best you're going to do is maybe 35%, 40% of their frames. That's the best. So it's important for Kayron to... that's what's going through his head. You know, like now, we say, he's looking at the table. There isn't really an easy shot. He's probably thinking, well, maybe I should have took the yellow on and had a go. But, and then that can be a bit risky as well.
Well, he's in trouble. He's tried to make a 3-ball plant there with some safety in mind, but a red's gone into ball.
It's always the problem when you're playing a shot like that and reds are flying everywhere. You just don't know where the balls are going to land. You'd never see someone like Selby play that shot. Very rarely would you. You'd probably never see John Higgins play that shot. They want to know exactly where every ball's going to go. And this has left John a chance now to win this frame.
Four. Five. $11. $12. 17. $18. 23.
Yeah, he's not quite there yet. He's just slightly fallen between being ideal on either red. And he's missed that one. As I say, you could see the little wince from Higgins
23.
before he played that shot. He was just kind of a little bit betwixt the two. It's a big let-off for Wilson. All right, there's a red saved by the black, but he's happy to see Higgins miss this one. And there's Higgins' reaction. Well, he's brought that red out, but he didn't pot the one he went for. And I'm sure he expects to lose this frame now.
One.
When Higgins won this title for the first time in 1998, he was the second youngest champion at the Crucible after Stephen Hendry. If he wins it for a fifth time on Monday night, he'll be the second oldest here at the Crucible after Ray Reardon 40 years ago.
Seven.
So the pattern has continued. Wilson again has just not been able to get level.
$12. 13. $18.
Yeah, Higgins just holding him off at the moment. Didn't really get too involved in that frame, Kayron Wilson. And John Higgins is 3 frames away for a place in the final. He leads